Okay, this is like a twist that we didn't expect. Over the past weekend, we got an idea of what Kyrie Irving's fate was going to be, although it was a little bit confusing. But today it seems like one particular member of the Brooklyn Nets came out and said Kyrie Irving's season could potentially be in jeopardy. Now, real quick before we get to today's video, guys, there's a good chance that a decent amount of people that might be subscribed to me or might be unsubscribed to me may dislike this video because they don't like the contents of this video. Meaning, what I'm about to bring to you guys and the information I'm about to bring to you guys, it's gonna piss some people off. So all I'm asking is don't shoot the messenger. Consider dropping a like, subscribing, and turning on our notifications because we bring you daily NBA news no matter how crazy or edgy it is. We've gotten demonetized many times because of it. In addition to that, we're doing a huge giveaway. I'm giving away multiple copies of NBA 2K22 or giving away NBA 2K22 VC, whichever you prefer. For any console, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram or follow me on Twitter, and of course be subscribed and have my notifications turned on. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So the last time I brought you guys an update mainly had to do with the fact that Kyrie Irving would be willing to retire if he was to be traded from the Brooklyn Nets to any team. Many of us assumed that it was going to be the Philadelphia 76ers because of the madness that's going down in Philadelphia. Well, apparently the madness that has just ended in Philadelphia, we dropped a video on that yesterday. But in this instance, Kyrie Irving is in a situation where he is pretty much being forced to get the vaccine and abide by the vaccine mandate, or his entire season could be in jeopardy. Now, as a result of all of this, Steve Nash said that the Brooklyn Nets are preparing for the possibility that Kyrie Irving will miss all home games this upcoming season due to New York City's vaccine mandate. There are some states that don't require you to get the vaccine, so it was originally thought that Kyrie Irving would be able to play in those cities and those states that don't require him to get the vaccine, but in New York City in particular, a vaccine is required if you want to participate in sporting events. A few days before this, we got some pretty positive news in regards to Kyrie Irving potentially being able to play, as the city of New York said that Kyrie Irving would be eligible to practice with the Brooklyn Nets at the Brooklyn Nets facility. And this is due to the fact that Kyrie Irving's status is due to the city determining that the HSS Training Center, which is the Brooklyn Nets training facility in Brooklyn, is a private office building as opposed to an indoor gym, one of the many indoor facilities that fall under the city's vaccine mandate that went into effect last month. Now look, man, in regards to what I think Kyrie should do, I really believe that each and every person is a grown enough man to make their own decisions for themselves, but I do think it's hysterical that the city came out and said, hey, you know the Brooklyn Nets practice facility? That's technically a private office building. It's not really an indoor gym. Kyrie doesn't need the vaccine for that. But basketball is a contact sport, whether you want to admit it or not. So coming out and trying to bend the rules in this particular instance and rule that the Brooklyn Nets practice facility is a private office as opposed to an indoor gym where the players are participating in contact-based drills for a contact-based sport is kind of comical to me. Despite this news, Steve Nash came out, and I feel really bad for Steve Nash, man. He's had probably the most interesting 2 years as a basketball head coach, having to deal with the personalities of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and a super team pretty much, in addition to having to navigate this during a global pandemic. I guess this is the latest challenge that Steve Nash has to deal with, which to his credit, he's been doing a pretty good job. He came out and said yesterday that we're just trying to navigate this thing. We don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow, so I think we're just trying to take our time and figure out what everything means. New information seems to come in every week. More than anything, we're in that process of trying to navigate not only the information, but also what's coming down the line, how it looks, and how it feels. What we can do to make this work and all those things. That's all. Now, the last time Kyrie Irving actually joined the Brooklyn Nets for practice, Steve Nash actually said something that's a little controversial but very truthful, saying that I think we recognize he's not playing home games. We're just going to have to for sure play without him this year. So it just depends on when, where, and how much. Now, originally I felt like this isn't that big of a deal. Kyrie Irving will play some games, he'll miss some games, maybe eventually he'll feel comfortable with the vaccine, but it sounds like Sean Marks and the Brooklyn Nets just don't even want to allow that to happen, as we got some breaking news today from Shams Charania, Chris Haynes, and the Brooklyn Nets themselves. And this is what the statement says. So the Brooklyn Nets issued a statement that was posted by all the aforementioned sources in regards to his season being in jeopardy if he doesn't get the vaccine. So the following statement has been released by general manager of the Brooklyn Nets, Sean Marks, saying, given the evolving nature of the situation and after thorough deliberation, we have decided Kyrie Irving will not play or practice with the team until he is eligible to be a full participant. Kyrie Irving has made a personal choice and we respect his individual right to choose. Currently, the choice restricts his ability to be a full-time member of the team, and we will not permit any member of our team to participate with part-time availability. It is imperative that we continue to build chemistry as a team and remain true to our long-established values of togetherness and sacrifice. Our championship goals for the season have not changed, and to achieve these goals, each member of our organization must pull in the same direction. We are excited for the start of the season and look forward to a successful campaign that will make the borough of Brooklyn proud. This is absolutely insane. Kyrie Irving initially was even allowed by the state of New York to practice with the Brooklyn Nets, but now the general manager of the Brooklyn Nets came out and said, no, Kyrie, you're either getting the vaccine or you are not allowed to play with the team. You are not allowed to practice with the team, whether that is in an away game where you are eligible to play theoretically or not. Kyrie Irving is essentially barred from playing with the Brooklyn Nets until he decides to get the vaccine. This is insanity. I mean, in terms of the situation, this is insanity. This is going to be very controversial in the comment section because I could already see two sides to this. On one side, we are in a global pandemic. It is Kyrie Irving's responsibility to do his part, get the vaccine, so he can ensure that this virus doesn't spread any further. On the other side, it's Kyrie Irving's right to choose. He doesn't necessarily know what's in the vaccine, so he might not be comfortable with it. He's terrified about potentially getting some sort of side effect, even though his chances are low of getting said side effect. I respect Kyrie Irving having a right to choose, but given his history of just loving to be controversial, I really think that this is very on brand for Kyrie Irving to be in a situation like this. Now, there has been a potential trade rumor linking him to potentially being traded for Ben Simmons, but at this point, if I'm the Philadelphia 76ers, I wouldn't want to trade Ben Simmons for a player that might not even play this year. That could potentially be even a bigger distraction than Ben Simmons, especially if Kyrie Irving has been threatening retirement if he was to be traded. So regardless, I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. Which situation do you think is stickier? Do you think the Ben Simmons situation with the Philadelphia 76ers is a bit more uncomfortable? Or do you think the Kyrie Irving situation with the Brooklyn Nets is a little bit more complicated? I'd like to hear what you have to say, and if you made it to the end of the video, let me know in the comment section down below what you would do if you were the general manager of the Brooklyn Nets. Would you keep this team together or would you completely blow it up? Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.